quick little story I wanted to share. So a friend reached out to me recently and told me that she was having some trouble at work. Her boss was getting frustrated as the holidays were coming to an end. He was getting angry, he was like snapping at her, and as a result, she tried to cheer him up, but it actually backfired. So what she did was she tried to cheer up his mood by bringing in flowers to the office, by dusting the tabletops, the desks, cleaning them after everyone went home for the day, and she even began to start organizing the files on her boss's desk in an attempt to help him with his workload, which actually had the opposite effect because the boss liked everything on his desk to be spread out. And because she organized his files and stacked them all on top of each other, all of a sudden now the boss got really pissed off at her because she was basically messing with his stuff and making it harder for him to do his job. And so she reached out to me and she was asking me, what's going on? Like, why is her boss not responding to her in the way that she wanted? So I asked her a few questions and we managed to figure out that her boss was a personality type who thought from a logical perspective. So he was a T, whereas she was an emotional feeler. And so she was more towards the F side. And from an emotional perspective, she was doing all these things in an effort to cheer him up, his emotional state. But her boss did not care about these things, right? Her boss was logical, so the only thing he cared about was bringing in more money! And so what she did not help the boss in his goals, right? So bringing in flowers, organizing his paperwork, dusting the tabletops, that did not bring in more revenue to the company, and as a result, the boss did not appreciate what she was doing and even felt like she was wasting time, right? Because that's not why he hired her. So in order to fix this problem, I told her, instead of doing all these things to try and cheer his emotional state up, do things that help him to do his job easier. Think of it from a logical perspective, right? And so she knew that the boss cared about bringing more revenue into the company, wanted to get more clients and bring in more money so they can enjoy the holidays. And so I said, think of ways that you could either lessen the workload for him or make it so that he has less work to do. And so what she ended up doing was she ended up color coding all the files that she would give her boss. So she went out and bought a bunch of colored post-it notes ranging from green, yellow, and red, and started putting these on top of all the files on like the folders that she would give to her boss. And so the green ones represented client contracts that could be closed, relatively easy. There's not a lot of work to do. Just get on a phone call and basically have a short conversation. Whereas the red post-its indicated clients that needed more work or they had more problems. And so because she did this, the boss is now able to do his work more efficiently. But as a result, he was able to bring in more money into the company. He was able to lessen the amount of work that he had to do. And as a result, the boss was very appreciative towards her for what she did. So the moral of the story here is that you need to know the personality type of the person that you're dealing with, right? So because her boss was a logical thinking type and she was an emotional feeling type, there was a discrepancy in the way they understood each other. She thought she was helping him by trying to cheer his emotional state up, whereas in reality, the boss only cares about things from a logical perspective, which is his business and his revenues. And so once she understood this difference, she was able to modify her approach in what the best way to help her boss is. As a result of her efforts, she was able to help him close 3 extra clients before the end of the year, and she even got a nice holiday bonus on top of that. So if you're struggling with dealing with someone, make sure you know what their personality type is, because chances are most of the time, if your efforts are not going appreciated, it's not because they don't appreciate your efforts, it's just that you are not speaking the same language. So they may be logical, you're emotional, and unless you know what their personality type is, then you're going to have misunderstandings, and as a result, both parties are going to feel frustrated. But once you understand each other's personality type, then you understand the language that each person speaks, and you can cater it to them and do things in a way that they understand. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you found this video useful, as I will be making more content around personality types and how you can use them in everyday life, for example, in the workplace, to get on your boss's good side, and even give you that competitive edge over your other coworkers if you're looking to get promoted. I hope you found this video useful. Have a great Christmas, and I will see you next time.